Good Tuesday morning. That's what we wanted to see out of the Mets last night. Little offense, some spectacular pitching by Max Scherzer. Ottavino gets out of a jam. Edwin Diaz is dominant again, and they beat the Atlanta Braves in the first game of this very critical three-game set. Yankees off. They resume activities tonight. And then we head into our All-Star week, hopefully on a high note for both of these teams. We got a lot to get to today, as always. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
You know what? I'm in a good mood this morning, Jay.
Nice.
I mean, I feel good about what's going on. I feel good about what Max Scherzer did last night. Robinson Cano did have 2 hits and was right in the middle of a double play. And I'm sitting there going, no, please, don't let this happen. And of course, it did not happen. And, it was one of those games where I never felt like it was in doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great to be able to see Scherzer do what he did. Okay, Ottavino got in and out of trouble. But then to watch, Edwin Diaz come in and do what he did and watch those pitches, 99 miles an hour, 1 minute, 91 miles an hour, slider, another minute. I mean, he is really, and as Keith and Gary were talking about it last night, he has really turned out to be, what I think Brody Van Wagenen thought he was going to be when he traded for him. And then watching him and Robinson Cano makes you think of Brody Van Wagenen.
Yeah. Last night, Brody was somewhere in spirit. There's no doubt about it.
So, but it was great. It was, J.D. Davis had another opportunity. He failed again in a big spot. And but Lindor had 3 hits last night. Lonzo comes up with a huge hit to score Nimmo. And, it was a good, solid baseball game for the New York Mets last night. And they needed that win. They needed it. Now, if they can get another one here, with Peterson tonight. And what I didn't realize, because, you don't always watch the Braves. You just look at the statistics and all that stuff. Watching some of the pregame stuff last night, I didn't realize the Braves strike out as much as they do. I know they hit a lot of home runs, but Snitker is probably dealing a lot with the same kind of situations that Aaron Boone deals with.
Yeah, with all or nothing guys and a lot of strikeouts. And yeah, absolutely.
And when you have good pitching and you have guys that like to strike out and swing and are free swingers, you saw what happened last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And Max Scherzer, of course, to me was the biggest story, and he's been phenomenal since coming off the IL. And the thing that I love about him is how intense and into it he is. Now, I know he's making $40-something million a year. This is a guy who has been a World Series champion. He has pitched in the biggest games. He has made a ton of money in his career. He's in his late 30s now, but he's as intense as ever. And the real evidence of that was not only him on the mound after strikeouts pumping his fist, but after the Guillorme home runs. You see him in the dugout after the Guillorme home run? He was going nuts.
Well,
and I just love that. And him and Lindor are high-fiving and patting each other on the back. It's just there's an intensity there with him that I think is something you cannot manufacture. He's just one of those guys that has that about him at all times. I think the team feeds off of that.
When he's on, man, he's almost virtually impossible to hit.
Yeah.
And, the other thing, too, I was talking to Fliegelman this morning, and he brought up a very, very good point. It wasn't my point, it was his point. And he goes, well, I don't know why the Mets weren't shifting on Robinson Cano, because every team that the Mets played when Cano was here shifted on Robinson
Cano. He could never get a hit.
And he always would hit it right into the shift. Mm-hmm. And that would have been the case last night twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whatever, maybe Buck outthought himself or whatever. But normally that is an easy out by Guillorme, the first one. The second one, that's another pop up. He looked kind of meek on that. Mm-hmm. And then the next one right up the middle, if they're shifted over more, it's probably an out.
Yeah, but I mean, it really didn't factor into it. I mean, if he would have hit some game-winning home run, it would have been really annoying. But he didn't factor into it.
You didn't think like when he was on base and Acuna comes up and you're like, oh, God, here we go.
Yeah. No, I mean, of course, it was in my head. But he was so bad for the Mets. Like, even with his 2 hits, it's just, to me, he's cooked. He's done. He's finished. He's not going to be able to provide any sort of spark for them at all. I really believe that. Unless he decides to juice again. Because the last time he was good was a steroid season.
Well, at the end of the day, for the New York Mets, it was a win that they desperately needed. It was a great way to start this series. But again, 2 days from now, we're going to feel like crap if they don't take at least one of these next 2 games.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's an obvious statement. You'd love to get the one tonight, so then you're talking house money going to the last game of the series with the getaway day. But I mean, Peterson's been a hell of a lot better. I think that the Mets will feed off the confidence that they got last night, being able to break through against Fried and having a little bit of offense there. I mean, I don't expect Luis Guillorme to hit a home run every single time out, but he got one last night, and you got people to contribute in different spots. So, yeah, I mean, winning 2 out of 3 here is critical for this team at this juncture, and then continuing it against the Cubs. Now, it's not like the division's over if they lose the lead to the Braves. We understand that. There's a long way to go, but that would be a significant thing if the Mets were not in first place at the All-Star break. That would suck. It would just feel like everything that we experienced in the first half wasn't as real as it was.
Yeah, but you know what's amazing too? Remember I was saying, maybe you got to get to 60 wins before the All-Star break, blah, blah, blah. So they got 54 right now.
Yep.
They got 6 games to go.
Ride it all the way in. Huh?
I mean, wouldn't that be something?
That would be great.
It's not going to happen. Most likely, it's not going to happen. But that would be something. But
Yeah.
that's why I was saying 60 wins. 60 wins.
Get to 60 wins at the All-Star break.
I think that would have been probably a 3 to 4 game lead on the Braves, and then come back in the second half and have Jacob deGrom as a part of your starting rotation. And again, if you have a free swinging team like the Yankees, like the Braves, seem to be, and this is what they were talking about last night. Good pitching takes care of big swings.
Yeah, we have not seen this Mets team go on that winning streak
for a while
year.
now.
Yeah, it's been a long. I mean, they have 6 in a row against the Nationals and Phillies before they went out on the West Coast trip, which provided them a little bit of a cushion. But other than that, there really hasn't had that long extended winning streak.
All right, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you can ask me a question. Yes, yeah.
I have to ask this because I cannot believe what I just saw.
Okay.
I cannot believe what you brought to my attention. I heard a little bit in the background this morning and yesterday morning when I woke up, and I was listening to our sister station, 1010 Wins, and you know how they talk about the apocalypse is upon us, and
10-10 wins.
10-10
they love
wins,
the bad news.
And they love the bad news.
And Al tweeted out the other day the most depressing news feed in the world is the 10-10 wins news feed.
Oh, yeah. It's just, it is unbelievable. So when you wake up and you want to get all charged up for the day, you turn on 10-10 wins, and there's 3 shootings. There's an accident. There's there's all sorts of things, negative things. And then, there you go. Yeah, Lee Harris said nobody says it better than Lee Harris does.
Spectacular, yeah. 100%.
He delivers bad news like a professional. And I think it's something that is a very, very special gift that Lee has.
100%.
Now, New York City and our wonderful politicians here have decided to spend money on a
PSA.
A PSA on a nuclear program, like if what to do in case a nuclear bomb hits New York City.
Right. So this is a video that was made.
Yes.
Very highly produced. Money was put into it.
Wow.
Hired somebody to voice the thing and act in the thing. And it's basically, trying to tell you that if we get hit here in New York City with a nuclear bomb, what to do.
I would have thought for sure. That they would have ran this when President Trump was in office.
Okay,
I could see that. I could see de Blasio doing that at that time.
Yeah,
but this has got to be one of the most like startling, real situations. Like I thought it was an SNL skit at the beginning.
It's not. I had to prove to you at the end that this was 100% New York City produced. 100%. So it's not like, what to do when you get COVID, or what to do down in the subways, keep your head on a swivel in the middle of the night in New York City. No, this is what you do if we get hit with a nuclear bomb, which, by the way, is nothing because you'll be dead.
Right. I was in elementary school. I remember at Timber Point Elementary School right there in East Islip, the heart of East Islip.
Yeah.
And we used to have, nuclear bomb. We'd run through all these different exercises. And they'd get you out of the classroom, and they'd put you up against the wall like you were a hostage, and you'd cover your head with your arms, and that's how we would handle it through the Cold War.
Yeah. So this is what They suggest.
All right,
New York City
I know.
suggests.
Yes, I know, and I can't believe that this is real.
All right, we're going to play it for you right now. New York City.
By the way, folks, we talked about this a little bit before the show.
Yeah.
And I felt that it was important that we bring the PSA to light, because I don't know if anybody else is listening anywhere else. I know everybody's listening right here, and we should play this just so the people out there that if you are driving in your car, and you know the amazing thing is too, is that our present mayor wants everybody to come back into New York City.
Sure, yeah.
And now we're also putting this out that we're going to get hit by a nuclear bomb.
And what to do. So let's take a listen to their advice.
What do we do? Buckle your seatbelt. What?
Remove the skin off your bones. Download the Odyssey app.
Listen for Lee Harris. Don't. Okay. You got this.
Got this. You got this. This is my favorite part of that. All right, you got this. We just got hit with a nuclear bomb. All your friends and family are dead. Your skin's melted off your face. But hey, you got this. You've got this. Oh my God, this isn't a job interview. So.
What is that? What are we doing? I mean, honestly, she sounds like a flight attendant before you're getting ready to take off. Right. Buckle your seatbelt. Yeah. In case of emergency, the oxygen mask will come down. Make sure you put it on the child next to you before you put it on yourself. I mean, what are we doing?
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. Just know it's the big one. Oh, okay. That's great. I won't ask any questions. I'll just get inside a building that somehow is still standing after a nuclear bomb hit New York City. What are you talking about?
Now, wouldn't you say...
Got a basement? Get into your basement? I mean, what the hell are we talking about?
And then she says you have to get clean. Now, you would think that maybe the water would be contaminated.
I mean, everything's effed, man. It's over.
It is over.
What to do?
Who comes up with this? Honestly, I'd like to know who exactly is in charge of this idiocy.
Oh, God, I would love to know as well, like, who came up with this, with the meeting, the ideas that were pitched, why they went in this direction. I mean, she also, in the middle of this, when she's talking, she goes, staying in your car is not an option. Like, dummy. Like, the way she says that. Like, don't stay in your car.
Could you imagine if we got hit and you were on the LIE? What are you going to do?
I'd be dead, man. There would just be a plume of smoke. It would take me over, and then my skin would melt off my bones.
Yeah.
That would be the end of it.
You got stuck on the BQE.
Yeah, I mean...
Or the Cross Bronx.
Sometimes I wish a nuclear bomb would hit me while I was the BQE.
or maybe down on the Bell Parkway right there by JFK.
Oh, my God. You got this.
I mean, you got this.
The words of the encouragement. You got this. I mean... Yeah, Karen Stewart needs to be the person who should have done this. Like, the nuclear bomb hit and you're all dead and you're screwed. So it's over. Your family's dead. You're dead. Your pets are dead.
Everybody's dead.
It's all over.
But the Tappan Zee is clear.
Right, for the first time.
Now's the best time to go across the GW.
Right. If it's still standing.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, what are we doing?
It's just.
Can you explain to me?
I can't. I have no answers. Like, somebody sat around a table and was like, we really should put out a video, an informative video of what to do if we get hit with a nuclear bomb. Because I don't know if people know. I don't know if people know what to do.
And how many people are listening to that? How many people literally are are they handing out cards? Because when COVID hit, they did a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, well,
remember they had Dr. Chosky.
Dr. Chosky. Hi, I'm Dr. Chosky.
Yeah, hi,
Dave.
Dr. Chosky.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave.
Yes.
This is what you do if you get COVID.
I mean, he was all over us. Now it's a nuclear bomb. I mean, what does it have to do with like mail-in balloting or something? We're getting everybody set up for that now.
You got this. Take off your clothes. Wash your clothes. Like we're all assuming like there's going to be functional water and washing machines.
Like if we were here and a bomb hit us, like we wouldn't leave. We'd have to stay here, right?
No,
so we'd have to stay. And then
we'd be vaporized. You know how close we are to the financial district?
Well, I mean, who knows where it would hit, but like
Al, wouldn't matter. They would have multiple warheads targeting us.
Right. Would you take off your clothes and run into like a bird bath?
Probably not. I'd probably just stay frozen where I was.
In ash.
Yeah.
That would be it, man. There's no... Yeah, right. Wash your hands, take off your clothes, take off your skin, and rinse it.
I mean, is there any real reason that those morons down at City Hall came up with this?
No. I don't. Yeah.
I mean, what these people go to school, right? They go to school for public policy. They think about public policy. They think about how things work.
Sure.
And this is what they came up with.
Yeah, there was a bunch of like Twitter accounts and email addresses and stuff at the end of this. And maybe we could send some inquiry there and be like, who was the person who actually came up with this? But I feel like they're getting crushed for this already. It was like 210,000 views as of this morning. So it's making the rounds now that people are laughing at this.
Do most people not realize what it's going to be like? I mean, have we forgotten?
Now, does this have to do with the Ukraine war?
Sure.
Does this have to do with what, North Korea?
Does the threat increase? Sure.
Maybe the crown prince over there in Saudi Arabia has got so much goddamn money, he can do whatever he wants.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Here's what you do: you get on that live jet.
Yes, exactly,
and fly to Australia.
Get the hell out of here. So anyway, we felt that was important.
It's very important.
So now you're prepared. So what you got here from us in the first segment, you got your Mets talk, and you got what to do if we get hit with a nuclear bomb in New York City. You've got this. You've got this.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
That's what somebody says when you go into a job interview or something, or it's like a big day, or it's like a presentation. Hey, don't worry, man. You got this.
Maybe it's like what Buck Showalter would say to like a rookie pitcher.
Yeah, right. Hey, man, you got this. Don't worry. You've been working your whole life for this. You got this.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, not when you get vaporized by a bomb. All right. Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network just getting started on this Tuesday morning. I think Jerry Recco's house got vaporized.
Where's he today?
He is out. We got Peter Schwartz in here today.
Peter Schwartz be with you.
I feel like Peter Schwartz would be great in a nuclear winter. Just roaming around, helping people out, pulling people out of houses and stuff, hunting and gathering.
Looking for bobblehead dolls.
Yeah, right. Oh, look at this. Post-apocalyptic Peter Schwartz. Think about it. Now, if that's not a Netflix series, I don't know what is.